the Python tutor as well. Edit this code. Okay, and then visualize it. Now dates, it has generated a list 1982, 80 and 73. Now for year in dates, so it has taken a random variable, but it will iterate, it will get access directly the elements of the list. Next, so year is 1982, it has selected first one 1982 and then print year, so it will print 1982 and so on. Got it? Let's say it's done. Let's say I say instead of year I take any random variable. I say, let's for example hour in dates, and I say print hour. Okay, it gives me the same result. Okay, so it's just a variable. Instead I say x, and I say x here, and it will give me the same result again, because it is only used to access the element, and it's a random variable. You can use anything. Okay, now move forward. So now a little bit of the technical use of the for loop. So we have a list squares which is red, yellow, green, purple and blue. So what's the range? Range is 1 2 3 4 5, but 5 will not be included, so it will be 0 1 2 3 4. So range of from 0 to 5, 0 comma 5. For I in range, this we can simply say for I in range 5 as well. Print before square I, so I will be 0 first, is square of I, and then square of I you give it a value of weight, and print after square I is square of I. So first we will run this code directly, but now let's get into the depth of this course. This code. Sorry, I get confused between course and the code. So this is the code. Square is this thing, and for I in range 0 to 5 give me this thing. Okay, 0 comma 5, starting from 0 and ending in 4. So this will be 1 2 3 up to 4. So let's say I only, okay, so execute the code, visualize the code. So next step, squares. So this will give me a list of the squares. It has generated 0 1 2 3 4 for I in range 0 to 5, which will be 0 1 2 3 4. So I will iterate. First it will go to 0, then 1, then 2, then 3 and then 4. So then it says print before square I, so I is 0 now, is squares I, so squares I is red. Okay, so it will print this thing, and then square I, whatever the square 0 was, make it equal to weight. So make it equal to weight, and then it has changed the value from red to weight, and then print after I, square of 0 is now weight. Okay, got it? Now I will be, now I is 1, so it will print yellow first, and then will, for example here, print before I square 1 is yellow, because I is square of I. So this, now square of I is equals to weight, we have changed it to weight, and then print this thing, and it will change, completely change the list. Got it? Let's say we say that before this thing, before this, give me print the list square squares, and after this complete iteration print squares. Okay, and now let's say I delete this. Okay, let's see what will be the result now. So the result is, okay, see, before it was like red, yellow, green, purple and blue, and now it has changed the list completely to weight. So let's say instead of 0 to 5 I say 5. So what will happen? Let's see, the result is same. Okay, so just to give more clarification to you guys, I changed it a little bit. Okay, here I used another trick to give you a more in-depth concept, which is like the initial list was squares, red, yellow, green, purple and blue, and cube is another list, x, y, z, a, b, and now I want to replace each and every element of squares with the elements of the cube. So how I will do it, let's see. So this is squares, this is cubes, these both are the different lists. For I in range length of this square, whatever the length is, I don't know, just go and check it. Okay, so I is initially 0. Okay, I is 0, and print before square I is square of I. Before square 0 is red, print I 0, print after square I is cubes I. Okay, after square 0 is x, so and so on. So this is another code, you can try it at your own and see what will be the result. So what it's doing, it's basically it's iterating over two kind of lists. So it's not changing the original list, but it's basically iterating over the two lists. And if we say that we can simply change the elements of the list as well if we wish, using the trick as mentioned here. Square of I is equals to weight, so you can say square of I is equals to cube of I. Let's say I change it over here, print I, and then I say square, which is squares, sorry, squares, squares of I equals to capital C, cubes of I. Okay, here I say print squares, squares, and here if I delete the code and then I say thanks, and then I say print cubes. So let's see what happens now. Visualize the code. Last line. Oh sorry, I need to print squares, squares. See, initially the square was red, yellow, green, purple and blue, and now the squares, because I am printing the squares, it has changed to x, y, z, a, b, because we have mentioned here in the for loop that square of I should be equals to cube of I. It means that the first element of the square should be the first element of cube, second element should be equal to second element of cube, and so on. So you can see here the power of the loops. If we have 1 billion items in the list, and if we want to change the list by another list, we can change it within a minute or a fraction of minutes. So these are the power, this is the power of the loops. So let's move